Greetings, fellow Earthlings. I wanted to reach out and talk about what's going on our college campuses throughout the country. So, we've got an age gap. We've got the old guard acting as roadblocks and keeping the status quo, right? And then we've got students who want to subvert the dominant paradigm and change things, right? They don't want to support a genocide. They don't want their schools investing in that. So there's a divestment movement in law enforcement and refusing to divest, right? So what I don't think the school administrators understand, I don't think they understand the tenacity of this generation. This generation's not buying it, right? Business as usual is not working out for this generation. Home ownership is getting farther and farther out of reach for your average American. And this generation is like the first in the United States history to have their parents did. Wow. So, first generation we've had that isn't going to keep improving. Pretty wild. And who knows? It could be a hiccup, could be a speed bump, or this could be the trajectory. So, your average age of Congress is 58. Your average. So we've got a discrepancy here, right? So in our government and in the university system, clearly there's an old guard acting as gatekeeper, right? Um, and in both cases, I don't think that's going to be very long lived. All of Congress, just of the people, $95 billion aid package to Ukraine and Israel. And regardless of what you think about either of those situations, at $30 trillion in debt, we don't have $95 billion to be giving to other countries at this moment in time. If we had a surplus, maybe we could talk about that, right? We have. So, I don't think the university administration understands the game, where they're at in the game, right? They're trying to strong arm these students. Well, also for the first time in history, these students have options. All of these students could refuse to go back to school and they could finish with a school that's not supporting genocide. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year. Will the majority of these students that are protesting not enroll the following year in a school that did their requests or demands at all, and who tried to have and did have some arrested for trespassing on their own college campus where they're paying tuition? I mean, I don't know about you, but have you ever had a night class? Have you ever walked around campus? It's just empty. There's nobody on the lawn. They're not hurting anybody, you know? Um, so interesting times, right? Chinese proverb. May you live in interesting times, and that's not necessarily a well wish. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to check out, if you like stuff like this, want to check out my audio podcast, it is And Another Thing with Dave on all audio podcast platforms.